Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Market Mastery with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this sunny Wednesday. I think we have Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I hope you all had a great week so far. And yeah, before we jump into the markets in my portfolio, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Besides that, all the tools that I'm using, so the broker, the charting software, and the strategy I'm following are linked in the video description down below. And the one thing I truly recommend, if you haven't done so, is go and check out the Elliott Wave Principle. You can read this wonderful book for free online when you use the link in the description down below, and you can use the same link as well to then get yourself a physical copy. Yeah, that's it. With that, we can jump into the portfolio. I'm going to press this button. That should be the right one. Yeah. So, and then hide this message. And then hide this message. Yeah, where do I have that? That one? Okay, it's the other one. Huh? Ah, it's the grouping. Okay, got it. Okay, just 1 second. Just have to. Yeah, let's send that picture is attached. Yes, perfect. So that's done. Okay. That I don't need. Okay. Okay, with that, we are ready to go. So we see we have a slightly break-even starting to the day after yesterday, recouping a little bit of the pending losses that we suffered the last couple of weeks where we didn't pay or where I didn't monitor the portfolio that closely, mostly because our GameStop position obviously declined in value, which, however, is fine. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to check where we start off today. Yeah, GameStop it is. So we zoom out a little bit. So the one thing, as I mentioned, that was 2 days ago. Okay, yeah. So the one thing, as I mentioned, I'm relatively certain that we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we finished here, and that we basically have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 finished, and are currently in wave 4. If we, what we haven't done yet, but what we can do right now, apply Kennedy channeling techniques to the whole bigger wave. So previously we've monitored only this wave, and the fifth wave was a little confusing, to be honest, but now we can basically label or monitor the bigger wave. So up where we have something that looks like this. So basically we have our base channel. The breakout from the base channel indicates that we are in the third wave. And then we still need the base channel. So then we can take point 1, whatever high point we have. So if we would be back in November, we could pick this point, parallel through point 2, and we would be looking for a breakout to the bottom, which doesn't happen here. So we move on to the next high, and even here with this high, we can see that we, other than that candle during the earnings, we don't have a breakout. We definitely don't have a confirmed breakout. And then only once we reach this peak here, and again, parallel through point 2, do we have our breakout, which means here we have, according to Kennedy channeling technique, our wave 4. Our wave 4 should reach the top or median or sometimes bottom of the base channel. Might also go a little bit lower, but usually it would be the top. But yeah, what's usual here? So like there always are exceptions. And which means we have right now our wave 4. And for wave 4, we can use a trend line that would look roughly like this. And we would be waiting for a breakout. So roughly like this. Yeah, probably more like that. We would be waiting for a breakout here to have some kind of, not confirmation, but a sign that we potentially are now in wave 5. That one we don't need for now. So the base channel also becomes irrelevant for us right now. So basically what we are waiting now, or actually the trend line we can keep on the chart. What we are waiting now is the beginning of wave 5. Now, if we already would be in wave 5, so if that was our end of wave 4 at the 50% retracement for that wave 3 area, so from here to here, then we could add an expansion from here to here to here, and we would get our target areas for the fifth wave. Again, I believe we will first get potentially a little bit of recovery and then another 5 waves down into the area of 2480 to 2270. So then we would have, if that happens, we would have to adjust this and then obviously get different target areas for wave 5. But right now, if we assume that theoretically it's possible that this is the entire correction, this would be the pictures. We would expect that we from here go up now into this area. With GameStop, there is not much more to say. We have then the overlying or the bigger pattern that's basically then encapsulating this entire pattern that we can then focus on later. There we can already remove the 138 and 161.8, definitely not going to be the target areas. So we would have those target areas that would again fit. So if this would be our wave 4 already done and now we get wave 5, then that would actually fit perfectly, that we then terminate around 44 to 40 or 42 to $45 for wave 5, which would then be the basically bigger 1, 2, 3, and then we get another wave 4. Yeah, so yeah, still bullish on GameStop. Short term, I said I see potential for another 20% or so drop. But yeah, that's not a big issue. The covered calls that I wrote are at the 40 strike price and expiring here. So if we stay within this area here until then, they will expire worthless, and I can read new covered calls, which means I'm personally almost in favor for a further decline temporarily, because it means it's more likely that my calls will expire worthless while we are still on the way up, giving me the chance to either not write covered calls anymore or pocket higher premium. So I think our GameStop labeling is quite solid. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, on an 8-hour chart, we only get 3 candles per day. So it always takes a couple of days for the pattern to develop further and either prove me wrong or prove me right. With that, we can move on to Barnes & Noble Education Inc. There is a small increase here. Still bullish here. As I pointed out, this pattern here is quite solid. The corrective pattern here is also quite solid, but this here is a little bit messy. We're not going to try to like nail that in quotes. Okay, there we actually hit the 100%, so we can remove the 61.8. 1 second, so that we can hide. Just going to clean up here a little bit so we don't have too many unnecessary price points on the chart. Here, where do you come from? You come from here. Here we hit the 161.8. Okay, so we can get rid of all of this. So we just remove the levels that we didn't hit from our target graph. So that would be this. And then here that was, oh, that's from the, wait, what? Okay, that we actually don't need. And then here, there we don't need the 0 line anymore or the 61.8. So we just need the 100% line. We don't need that alert for now, cancel alert. So that's what we hit here. Here we have the 61.8 retracement, so we also can get rid of the others. So cleaning up a little bit, as said. Actually, those are still possible if this here doesn't develop the way we want. And then if we check this one here, so where do you come from? Okay, that's that 3, 4. Okay. So we actually didn't hit the 100%. So unless now our correction has to be till here. So that would be potentially like this. And then we actually only hit the 61.8. We fell a little bit short of the 100 here. So that would be like this. And then here we already retraced 61.8. So we can get rid of those levels. Okay, now the chart is a little bit cleaner. So it's possible that we basically have tools, Elliott Wave, leading diagonal. Yep, leading. So that this here is like this, which means we would right now be retracing this entire 5-wave move. And we already technically touched the 78.6 retracement already. So we can also get rid of this one. And the question is this the entire correction and we're going up from here, or was this only part of the correction? It's also possible the scenario that I like the least, that this is a 3-wave A, B, C move that divides into 5 waves, 3 waves, 5 waves. And that is then followed basically by an impulsive wave down. So if we were to break the 831 to the bottom, we would have to start to worry. Until or if that happens, I'm still going to go with the bullish pattern because I just think that's the more likely scenario here. Moving on, immersion. Okay, there we don't have a labeling yet. We will not dive into it today. So we have to relabel here because we broke the bottom that we had here, turning this basically only potentially in the beginning of the corrective pattern with further downside to come before we go further up. And costs. Oh, there we are still on the monthly chart. We didn't work out the rest yet. The other big question is this basically a 5-wave move, or is this only a 3-wave move? Will this be in some form A, B, C, and we go further down? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get wave 5? Is this 1, 2, and we get wave 3? So like there's still a bunch of options on the chart, but I really don't want to dive into it today. NEO, okay, there we are also re-evaluating the pattern. So it could be that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It could be that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we are correcting the entire move. I don't see a pattern where we would go further down here. If at all, there should first be a stronger move up before we can go further down. So still bullish here, but we'll have to dive deeper and relabel it later. Bitcoin, we also have to relabel, but right now I would say there is still another move upcoming. So we're gonna hold our small Bitcoin position further. Algorand is doing, might have finished the correction as a 3-wave move like this. And we're now seeing the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and now further upwards movement. So that's fine. Ethereum, we don't have valid labeling, I think. Yeah, we'll have to reevaluate Ethereum, but probably it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be a little bit more upside potentially. So here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be another push before we get the next correction. I'm not saying that it's going to go to 5,000 or so, but as I said, it looks like there should be another push. HNT, yeah, there we have to reconsider. As I said, there's a little bit more room downwards possible short term, but then there should be another push up. But we're looking at the weekly chart, so it looks like we have a 5-wave move here, which makes this whole thing a little bit tricky to label. It's also theoretically possible that this is an ABC 3-wave move. So we have 5 waves here, 3 waves, 5 waves, which would then mean we would get another push again, yeah, like below 290 or below 298 temporarily. So maybe in the area here before we go further up. And since we're on a weekly chart, that would take up months to develop. Yeah, Litecoin, we don't care right now. Storage, a little bit lower, and then we go further up, in my opinion. XRP, no solid opinion because I didn't expect this move here. I actually thought we would go sideways a little while longer. And XYO actually now seems to have finished the correction, and from here potentially will then go up further. We'll have to revisit the labeling here to basically determine the profit targets and confirm a few things, but it looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and now a wave 5, which, if correct, just to get a rough idea, so again, that's just a rough assumption. If correct, our target area would be in this area here between 5 and 12 cents, right? Yeah, which is a lot of upside still. Yeah, but personally, I still right now will stick with my Bitcoin position. I know as in a percentage value, it doesn't offer as much payout potential or profit potential, but it also has way less risk, because here with XYO, we still have like 50% or more risk possible, whereas with the Bitcoin position, we have like 10-20% risk. So yeah, but theoretically, as a gamble, one could put some money into XYO. And right now, based on a first glance daily chart, yeah, like aim for 100% to a couple 100% return. But again, this could turn out completely different as well. And with that, we have, yeah, Nasdaq. We don't have a chart. I need to find time today. I just am a little bit, yeah, not burned out, but I just have, as so often, a few other things to do. I got the desk today that I have to set up, and I got some other stuff that I still have to mount. So we will not dive into it today. Nasdaq on the 3-day chart still looking okay. Still looks like we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. So there might be 4 not finished. There might be a little bit more downside. 1,000 points, 1,500 points before we get a wave 5 push. So on the as a rough guesstimate here, and SPX. Okay, there we don't have a labeling. Hard to say. This part here doesn't look super nice, so no opinion right now. Nvidia. Yeah, so original dump and now recovery, and it could be this is the entire ABC correction here. It could be that this is only 1, 2 and the beginning of wave 3 further down. So tread with caution. Tread with caution. SMCI, again, there I'm bearish. I think the price target should be around $5. So We'll see how this turns out, if this is just a free wave corrective move and we get more upside, or if this will indeed be the beginning of the further decline. And yeah, DJT recovering a little bit. There visually, it looks like we might be, oh no, like there we have ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4 as a diagonal would need to be 5. So there might be some more upside right now. I mean, I'm not invested. I don't hold any horse or don't have any horse in the race. So yeah, not motivated enough to dig much deeper. But yeah, I think that's my share for today. So not much changed. We still will have a few things today. We cleaned up some of our charts. We clarified the GameStop labeling, that it actually looks solid. And I think then tomorrow we'll pick another thing to relabel and dig down further. Overall, as said, I think that our portfolio is positioned quite well. While temporarily there might be some losses, but by the end of the year, I think we are again gonna beat the markets quite nicely. But that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. You obviously make your own decisions, please. Yeah. And with that, I'm actually gonna end today's stream a little bit early. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, like, subscribe, enable notifications. Have a pleasant rest of the day, and then see you all tomorrow with another episode of Daily Market Mastery. Till then, bye-bye.